So good morning everyone. We begin with chanting universal well-being.
May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings release from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their actions and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts they will be the heirs.
So we continue reading the bowing journals and letters from the pilgrimage. Done by Heng Sure, Master Heng Chao, Marty Verhoeven. And today is the entry from Dharma Master Heng Sure, and the title is, this is the April 17, 1978. The title is Sugar Acts on Me Like Alcohol. And start with the subtitle Excuses. Made a vow to avoid sugar. Sugar acts on me like alcohol. Gets me drunk. Cheeks flash, spine slumps, concentration scatters. Just a little bit of sugar shows up immediately in bowing and meditation and turns my thoughts upside down. The vow helps, but holding it purely is as hard as reining in the galloping horse. I was a sweet tooth, and old habits have momentum. Desire is the root of birth and death. The mind that desires sweets is the same mind that desires wealth, sex, fame, food, and sleep. We received a bag of sweet fruit nectar. Knowing they contain sugar, corn sweetener, or glucose, I still made an excuse and swallowed a can of pure nectar, thinking, I don't want to make a fuss over this practice or be endlessly reading labels. If it comes to hustling tiny quantities of sugar, then I lost concentration anyway. If the vow can keep me out of soda, pop, pipes and ice cream, cake and candy, then it is success. Fruit nectar isn't primarily a sugar threat, so I will drink it. The middle way, Amitabha. This is my evil advisor inside acting as a defense attorney. I drank it and spent the afternoon in the dull haze, dizzy, repentant, and wishing I would keep the vow. No more sugar. Living beings are stubborn, hard to transform. When the four elements scatter at death, will I remember this wasted afternoon and my broken promise? Ask Rabbi Sure. kind of some themes are returning here in this journey. The sugar is the one. Definitely, it's also a constant theme in me as well, in my cultivation. And sugar was my old sweet friend, I can say. Has always some magic in it. I've mentioned a few times I grew up in Poland, and in my childhood in 80s. It was a kind of a big economical crisis at the time. So it was difficult to get anything. You go to grocery store and you encounter the empty shelves. I have mentioned of that with hundreds of bottles of vinegar. Interesting. But vinegar is not so sweet, not so attractive. Everything was limited, so every citizen has stamps, right? Not just food stamps, stamps for everything. Stamps from gasoline, stamps for soap, stamps for shoes. Even, I read that the suit for funeral was also on the stamps. So, not easy. And of course, sugar. You can get 2 kilograms of sugar every month. And I think I remember 200 grams of candies, chocolate candies, what is equivalent of 2 chocolates a month. If you are addicted to cigarettes, also was tough. I think was 12 packets of cigarettes a month. One, I think 2.5 kilo of meat. If you are intelligent worker, and more than 4 kilo if you are physical worker. But this is not a problem. But the sugar was a problem. Remember, my grandma took me to local grocery store and bought it to me condensed milk in the toothpaste. Looked like toothpaste. And it was, wow, this was the sweet moments of childhood with condensed milk. And remember once, also people from US and different countries in the West sent some support in this kind of tough time. Usually it was distributed in the churches. So I remember getting my first small bar of Snickers, standing somewhere in the corner of the church and kind of bit by bit taking bits of Snickers. It was my ticket to the heaven in the church. And that kind of dream of better life. Wow, these people have to be so happy in US. in limited access to Snickers, Mars, and soda. My God, this is Amitabha Pure Land. And here, my, condensed milk, So, but as we realize, in even US, you have access to everything, and it seems that people are quite addicted even to sugar. I look at the average consumption of sugar in US is 22 teaspoons of sugar. What is quite a lot. And of course, it affects the body, to our brain, to how we think. So if we can take dose of sugar, what this does for us is rise the blood glucose. which triggers release of insulin, which has sent the signals to our brain to produce, they call reward chemical, dopamine, right? And they call this is a happy molecule. So why do our people are so addicted to many substances? This is the reason, main reason, dopamine. And of course, it's a kind of become a coping mechanism. You know, the designers of Facebook also was aware of that, right? Any like release a small dose of dopamine in the email what we receive. You know, new series in Netflix probably release a bit of it, and of course sugar, and become a easily the sugar the kind of coping mechanism, right? If I feel a bit stressed, something is unpleasant, this kind of dose of dopamine can fix it, right? I can feel again kind of for a moment at least happy. And Jin Wei Shi yesterday mentioned about the importance of refuges, having a safety, and is this kind of conventional refugees, and is more internal. Where's our safe place when we actually encounter difficulty? Is the sugar? Is we find a refuge in kind of escape, taking a nap from reality for a moment? Many different copes of mechanism. Jin Wei Shi mentioned about the intellect, right? Can believe and kind of figure things out, kind of take a refuge in logic and rationality. Or even in worry. Some people take a refuge in worry. It's so familiar, kind of chunk all the time, some story about something. But in the Dharma we can find, so crucial, the place when we can feel safe. We can meet any challenging situation moment by moment, kind of open awareness, what is could be seen as this internal refuge, Buddha, one who knows, who is aware. And taking refuge in the Dharma with, as Jin Wei Shi phrase, see things as they are, not be caught up with any story. See also the patterns of reality, that is everything, it not lasts long, it's changing. So we have internal resources, we can be patient, for sure something gonna change. And we have a Sangha, different methods of practice and community of people who cultivating. We can ground ourselves, use different strategies to meet unpleasant. I think it still can be place for the cheesecake if we wish, but it don't has to be escaping mechanism from reality. So for today, I don't know, maybe everyone can look at what is your average usage of sugar? Is it 22 teaspoons? Maybe it's good to a little bit downsize that. Maybe a day. 22 teaspoons a day. So it's probably 2 cans of soda. So maybe 22 is too much, maybe 10 spoons at least. Or just even look at if the stress or some an anxiety arise, how we deal with that. We open soda and drink, or are better options. And we can look at the different Dharma methods. Maybe we can connect to the body, maybe can we relax, maybe we can recite. many different methods to explore. Okay, so this is it for today, and now we have 3 steps, 1 bow. And
Okay. Bowing definitely, I think, also releases dopamine, right? Because you exercise.
if you relax.
If you relax. Yeah. So rather than 22 teaspoons of sugar, you can do 22 bows. I guess every time you feel